Hey, Lovely Trades! I want to do a video analysis update on three sectors that have really fundamental explanations for why they are currently down. And we're going to talk about the Elliott wave evidence that they're actually going to turn around. So the first sector we're going to look at is this biotech sector, IBB. It's got a clear fundamental reason for being down. So we're going to read about this real quick, and it's shocking, apparently. Washington's lobbyists are stunned. Trump chose RFK Jr. They're hoping, they're holding their fire and hoping Senate allies will block his confirmation as HHS Secretary. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has said he'll fire hundreds of HHS staff whom he views as captives of the industries they regulate. Lobbyists expecting a more conventional pick to lead the government's $3 trillion health agency than Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the brash contrarian president-elect Donald Trump, named on Thursday to take charge, are plotting how to stop the Senate from confirming him. They're also currying favor in case they can't. Kennedy has proposed tighter regulation of the pesticides farmers use to juice their yields, a re-examination of vaccine safety data, a ban on highly processed foods in schools, and a remaking of the agencies making the rules around health and food. That could pose a major threat to a broad swath of American industry's bottom line. Lobbyists who hadn't taken the possibility seriously say their phones are blowing up over Trump's decision, and industry leaders are trying to quickly leverage any connection to Kennedy to mitigate the risk he could pose. More than a dozen who work for companies in RFK's crosshairs said they're telling clients to keep their cool. Their attitude is indicative of the confusion gripping Washington's lobbying corridor, K Street, since Trump's election earlier this month. Wow. So we look at the biotech sector, we have a clear reason it's down. But lo and behold, Elliott Wave says this is all going to turn around somehow. Looking at IBB, 1, 2, wave 3, wave 4, and a wave 5. Large wave 1 and wave 2. Then from this low, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very pretty, very clean impulse. And I like that wave 3 makes the highest high on the RSI. There's a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. And then wave 5 ends with momentum divergence. Now we have an A, B, C correction that is ending wave 2 at the 61.8% retracement. So super, super tight is the 78.6% retracement of 129. The real more useful invalidation is 123.60. Above this low, I believe this is a wave 1 and an ABC wave 2. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says a wave 3 is going to be entered for this biotech ETF, taking it all the way up to 159 to 160 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, this ETF can go all the way up to 177 for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse to end this black wave 3. So that's biotech. Let's look at the Philippines right now. The Philippines has some very sad fundamentals going on with it, and unfortunately, for the people of the Philippines, that has been really reflected into the stock price of their companies and their shares. So, it's really a tough position when something really horrible is happening, like a large typhoon, to have to talk about stock prices. But unfortunately, this is just a very common thing that I go through as an investor. So I'm sorry if this seems like I'm not being emotional enough about this. The Philippines evacuate 500,000 people as super typhoon Man-yi makes landfall. A super typhoon in the Philippines could have a potentially catastrophic impact, the state weather forecaster warned, with millions of people at risk from storm surges. A super typhoon barreled towards the Philippines' largest island on Sunday, as more than 500,000 people sought shelter from the latest in a string of powerful storms to threaten the country. Super typhoon Man-yi, known locally as Pepito, made initial landfall on the coast of island province Catanduanes on Saturday night, then churned through the sea toward the main island of Luzon's coast. It's expected to make a second landfall Sunday afternoon, according to the government's meteorological agency, Pagasa, Pagasa. Man-Yi is an unprecedented fourth typhoon to hit the Philippines in less than 2 weeks, according to a CNN analyst. According to a CNN analysis of the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's historical hurricane database. The storm's course is projected to be further south than the previous three typhoons, thus impacting many more people. So, a lot of bad stuff going on with weather in the Philippines, and no one can predict stock prices because they're kind of just like the weather. It's unpredictable, right? Well, we look at this Philippines ETF, and unfortunately, there's a very bullish, or maybe I should say, fortunately, there's a very bullish setup. It does send a recovery message, hopefully. Hopefully, that's what this is sending. We look at the Philippines right now, and this ETF, EPHE, has a pretty clean Elliott wave setup. This is a wave one, cleanly subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, where wave 3 is the biggest wave. Wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. So that's wave 1 and wave 2. It's actually pretty simple from the 61.8 to 78.6% retracement. The invalidation is 23.12, and above that, this is wave 1, this is wave 2. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low can take the Philippines ETF all the way up to 31 from 25.41. That's the minimum wave 3 target. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, this Philippines ETF I need to move these numbers out of the way, can go all the way up to 36 while it is above 23.12. So the first target is 31. The second target is 36. The 31 target is the wave 3 target. The 36 target is after a shallow wave 4 correction. The wave 5 target is at least the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low per Elliott wave theory. The next sector we're going to look at is Oventive. As we know, the sentiment for the oil sector on this page, we have a few people joining the crowd. I think that's perfectly fine. I do think it's all going to turn around, and I actually think that this little sentiment that I get to see as an influencer is actually really telling of a bottoming signal in not just the oil sector, but also my page. Here's the real, actually more fair analysis of my work. You could not have predicted crypto any better thus far. Wild. Great tutorial on Bitcoin related ETFs. Thank you. Great job, Pup and G's. If you're even close to where correct about any of this, it looks like I'm going to be set. That XRP call, though, I smoked it. So thank you so much. Of course, I'm going to be set. I own XRP, I own Litecoin, I own Bitcoin, I own Ethereum, and I sell covered calls on every single one of them that I can through ETFs. So that's very exciting for me. I'm definitely going to be making it if I'm partially right about cryptocurrency. That's certainly true for my personal investing. 1, 2, wave 3, shallow wave 4, and a wave 5 higher for Oventive, wave 1, wave A. This is an A, B, C correction, wave 2, wave B. And then from this low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, wave 1, and a wave 2. We've got some negative sentiment on oil. I think that we're going to see Oventive hold above 36.91. The length of wave 1 places the wave 2 low. It says we could see this go to the 60s before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 places the wave 4 low, Oventive could go all the way up to 79. What is Oventive? Oventive is an independent energy producer which explores and churns out oil and natural gas from a diverse diverse assets located in the U.S. and Canada. So we'll look at some options activity. I noticed that we have been seeing a little bit of unusual options activity on now individual oil names. It's starting to get more pronounced. We look at Oventive. The sentiment is not good, but the Elliott wave, Oventive right there. 83% unusual options volume, but 94% call bias. What they buy, 4,300 calls, bots. I mean, they're buying some out of the monies. That's the 49 strike. That's a good amount of money for December. And a lot more for April. That's a good amount of money for April for the 50 strike. So let's see if Oventive can turn it around. They're buying some options. It looks like the biggest position was this April position. 1,120 calls bought for the 50 strike at 150 apiece.